Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K edition of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365, as well as over at the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I'll put a link for that in the description. Okay, so we've reached the last bit of the Star Wars individual releases. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story is here on 4K. I'm anxious to talk about the picture quality and the audio on this disc. Before we do anything else, let's do a quick unboxing of the slipcover. So we have the Rogue One, A Star Wars Story slipcover edition here. Very nice image. Looks pretty good. So we have the front cover and the back cover and our spine. And then interior is pretty much the same. And then we have the double stacking discs, as you can see there. So overall, nice slipcover edition. Goes with the other individual releases that were released at the same time for the Star Wars saga. So, all right, now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Now, Rogue One was shot digitally, so we do have a native 4K image here, and that's always appreciated. Visual effects are probably rendered a little bit lower on that side, but from what we see here on the 4K disc side of things, you really wouldn't notice. It's pretty seamless, and it actually does complement the film rather well. Now, as far as utilizing 4K HDR, this film is it's got a wide array of different color palettes that it uses, and I think it utilizes HDR fairly well on those aspects. Everything from the dark rainy scenes when they're going after Galen. Those look great. They're very detailed in that regard, and everything in between, from Yavin 4 to Scarif. They all have appropriate color levels, and they look really fantastic. And just the overall palette of Rogue One is really good looking here on 4K. Now, as far as color levels go, everything from the laser blast to the lightsaber, we all know that particular scene, to the droid lighting effects, to just explosions, everything looks good, and color is handled appropriately and restrained, and it doesn't stand out like, let's say, over on the Force Awakens side, where there's a lot of colorfulness to the 4K HDR image. Here, it's used appropriately and sparingly, but it looks great. Level of detail, I feel, is king here. Everything from stormtrooper outfits to the locations to the costuming to skin textures. This looks fantastic. This is absolutely one of the best looking as far as detail goes in the Star Wars catalog here for 4K. It really looks fantastic, and it's just appropriate levels, and it's from the level of resolution, it's really good here, and it just looks really good. As far as black levels go, they're appropriately dark, inky, no problems, no raised black levels, no macro blocking or crush. So I'm very pleased overall with the 4K HDR picture on Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. As for the audio mix here on Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, it's very good. It's very immersive. It fills the room really nicely, utilizes all those speakers very, very good. And it's an overall very wonderful presentation here, almost quite reference quality, just, with that lack of the strength behind the overall mix here, it keeps it from being truly demo worthy, but it is one of the best sounding as far as Star Wars 4Ks go. Your center channel sounds great. Dialogue comes through clean, clear, easy to understand. Your front speakers handling a lot of the action they do their job, and they do it very well. It's no misses on that front. As far as the mid-level speakers, the rears, they handle a lot of discrete action. There's a lot of dialogue. There's a little bit of, a droid beeping behind you, a ship flying past you. It all is done very nicely, and it just sounds great. There's action scenes, make full use of the mid-levels and the rears, and and they really do a wonderful job in that regard. Now, as far as the overhead speakers go, don't be disappointed too much, but there's not a whole lot of discrete action. It's a lot of it is to complement what's happening already on screen. So there's not going to be a whole lot of discrete channel overhead action. There's a little bit here and there, but it's not going to be prominent. It's not going to be featured throughout the film. It's just, just be aware of that and just, adjust accordingly. As far as the LFE goes, it sounds great. It kicks in at appropriate times, when the Death Star, tests its weapon, explosions, especially during the Battle of Scarif. It is actually really good, and it's used fairly nicely. It's a very good overall LFE presentation here. I'm very happy with the Atmos mix. The music comes through very clean. It fills a room nicely, as a Star Wars movie should. It should be a little bit more, as far as soundstage goes. It is a good overall mix. So I'm very happy with Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. So my overall scores, I'm going to go ahead and give the picture quality of the 4K Rogue One. I'm going to go ahead and give that one an A+. I think it's a beautiful looking picture. I think it's the best looking Star Wars release that we've gotten, including the latest Rise of Skywalker. I think it is beautifully shot. It is beautifully shot. It takes full advantage of that HDR and everything from detail, black levels, color. It all just looks really good here, and it's a beautiful reference quality as far as visual goes. For the audio mix, I'm going to go ahead and give that one a solid A. Just the overall lack of the overhead speaker action, just the strength of the mix, just keeps that from being a complete A+. But I think an A is a very solid score here, and I think you're going to be very pleased with the overall results of the Dolby Atmos on Rogue One. So that's my review. Let me know in the comments below if you had a chance to check it out, and what did you think of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.